So, Drinkit. Why did we decide to enter the coffee market? Coffee is generally one of the most high-frequency products. If you order pizza, let's say you do it once a month, twice a month, once a week. You go to a burger place probably twice a week. But we visit a coffee shop every day, or even several times a day, as our customers go to Drinkit today. This is the first thing. Secondly, coffee is truly a global product. Wherever you go, to the USA, to Japan, to Saudi Arabia, you will find coffee shops everywhere. And of course, this combination provides great opportunities. When we launched the startup, I set the following goal: to make the so-called disruption. When a product radically changes something, and this allows it to find a niche and grow. We wanted to create a new value for guests. We wanted to create some new value for our future partners, franchisees, for business. How did we want to do it? By connecting technology, our guests, and the old coffee business that has been operating for a long time. The business model is very clear. We put it all together and set a goal to create a coffee shop for every day. In 2020, Nastya Nikitina joined our company. She's been involved in the coffee industry for a long time and was an authority, a recognized expert in the coffee environment in the Moscow coffee community. And we started to create Drinkit, combining the understanding of the product, taste, and understanding of the business. It took us a full 3.5 years to come to an understanding of the concept outlines, which we believe can really conquer the world. At the moment, there are 14 coffee shops in our network, plus 6 coffee shops are about to open in Moscow. They are currently under construction. 3 additional coffee shops are opening in Dubai, and 4 coffee shops are signed in Astana. We currently have 6 franchise partners who launched Drinkit when the business model was not yet finalized. Big thanks to them. Together, we have been finalizing the perfect picture of this model. For 3.5 years, we've invested 424 million rubles in the Drinkit launch. To some people, this amount seems very large. But in order to create a huge story, work it out, test it, open it, it really requires quite serious investment. The Drinkit team today consists of 47 people. This is just a management company, and I want you to look into the faces of these wonderful, talented, nice people. This is the big Drinkit team. I can say that today we are really ready to scale this project. Well, what is the concept of Drinkit? People often ask me, well, did you just take a coffee shop and equip it with an application? Yes. Now every coffee shop has an application, from coffee shops that operate in the low price segment to large chains and specialty coffee shops. But we did the exact opposite. We didn't attach some kind of application to an existing coffee shop. We attached a coffee shop to the application. What does this mean? That we have reassembled everything of what this business consists of in the application. We looked at it from the digital point of view and its opportunities. And I believe that the application is really a window of opportunity that allows you to create new value in almost everything, both for guests and for business. And it was very important that 100% of our guests, or close to 100%, used the app to order. And the first thing we started doing when we launched Drinkit, we began improving ordering with the app to make it very convenient, seamless, intuitive, which required a lot of elements. In fact, an application should work so quickly that it's much more convenient than ordering at the counter. And there should be an instant link with Dodo IS, which transmits information very smoothly and no orders are lost. You know, when I was testing existing apps of coffee shops, I ordered in the app, went to the coffee shop and said, "Can I have my drink?" They said, "Did you order?" That means that this digital channel was not built into their business processes. Consequently, we generated our smart takeaway, which really creates a seamless experience. And I will tell you about it later. Smart Takeaway is a wonderful invention. It appeared thanks to the initiative of one of our developers, Andrei Kuzlov. It is an invention within the company that really made the Drinkit format very intuitive and unique today. People order in the app, come, find their order, pick it up. To be honest, even now, I can't imagine how I would order without Smart Takeaway and daily coffee application at my favorite Drinkit coffee shop. I think, thanks to Drinkit, we have a whole laboratory within the company, a whole team that deals with the Internet of Things. I'll show you slides that illustrate how it happens. These are very interesting developments. The guys print on a 3D printer, invent equipment, and it's already a big system. We serve 14 coffee shops. They track online what happens with every Smart Takeaway. There are a huge number of ideas, concepts of future development. That is a truly unique format element that we create. But what did this all lead to? First we had an app, then we had Smart Takeaway. All this led to 40 to 60% of digital orders. In fact, this is a lot if you look at other coffee shops. But that is not enough to make a breakthrough, so that this communication and the application really changed the business. And we asked ourselves the question, are we creating a carriage with a motor? When you're looking at a coffee shop in the old way, we're creating something new, but looking at some old patterns. And we decided, a coffee shop is still a space, to completely reassemble the space. And we made an experiment. This experiment was called the Pokloka Project. What have we done? We completely abandoned the cash register. We created a space where guests coming to the coffee shop gets a coffee as in an apartment and a kitchen. And in fact, the coffee bar is located against the wall, and in the center there is a Smart Takeaway counter, which is hard not to notice and hard to confuse with the cashier. We abandoned the dessert display. This is a radical step, and it was difficult to do because when people see a shop window, they immediately go to it and immediately have an association with a coffee shop, an old traditional coffee shop. We said to ourselves, we want everything to be bought digitally. We realized that we need a self-service kiosk, a digital kiosk, because installing an application is a barrier, and we need to create a kind of window through which a person orders for the first time and then goes to the application. And of course, we designed the coffee shop in such a way that we can deliver orders through the kiosk. We put our Smart Takeaway in the center, which is difficult to confuse with the cash register, and we got the Pokloka Project. If you haven't been there yet, I recommend you go and see it yourself. And for those who won't go, I recommend watching a video about our format. The coffee shop launched about a month and a half ago, and to be honest, I can sincerely say this rarely happened. The result exceeded all expectations. As it turned out, everyone who enters the coffee shop very quickly, intuitively understands how everything works here. And it doesn't cause any inconvenience. It is immediately clear that this is a self-service order. Here's the takeaway, here they cook. It really works. And do you know what is the ratio of digital orders in Pokloka? You can shout out, what are the versions? 100% orders, friends. It's simply incredible, 100% orders. And the share of the application is consistently growing because those who come to our kiosk install applications after that. What's the secret? Someone says speed, someone says the application. In fact, the answer is that the secret is the whole system, because all the elements are interconnected, and all the elements are made to benefit from digital. And I will repeat this several times today. The Drinkit mantra is your daily coffee shop. At everything we do, we strive to use all the benefits as much as possible that this combination of digital and product gives. Explore something that makes this product for daily consumption. Let's see briefly all the elements and how they work. Product. Drink. Our most important product is drinks. We performed a detailed customization. We want to do the fullest customization on the market so that we have the largest number of milk types. We had the largest selection of all kinds of toppings because it is much easier to manage it in digital than offline. Likewise, we want our guests to save their favorite recipes so they can share their favorite recipes with their friends. And all this is easy to do because we have Dodo IS. We want to surprise our guests constantly with seasonal drinks because we can talk about it, because we can have a direct connection with our guests in the application that people use every day. We want to launch not only seasonal drinks, we want to offer new drinks every week. Furthermore, we want to show every day what our guest has not tried yet to surprise him. We want to sell our drinks by talking about them in a very emotional way and make the digital experience definitely not worse than the real-life experience. And maybe even better, because if you look at our application, sometimes you really want to lick the screen because it's very beautiful, emotional. We want to surprise with tastes all the time, diversifying the daily life so our guests do not get bored with us. And I would even compare Drinkit not just with a coffee concept, but with a fashion line, because we want to constantly launch new collections and drinks, coffee drinks, tea-based drinks, lemonades. This is a huge field for experiments. We want to talk about our drinks in the app because we have this opportunity, because we can show how each drink is made. Food. How does the app handle food features? Generally, what is food in Drinkit? People will not go to our coffee shop to eat. It is a companion food that you eat from time to time. It allows you to treat yourself during the day. We want our food to be unique so that it attracts visitors to the coffee shop. We want it to keep changing. We don't want to get bored. Remember our mantra that we are a daily coffee shop. And, of course, food is an opportunity to increase a check. We don't want our food to be expensive. That is why we realized that we need to start our own production. And our own production is the so-called kitchen manufactory. This is not a huge factory kitchen. This is a kitchen that prepares craft food and serves 10, 15, 30 coffee shops. This kitchen allows you to control the recipes that we cook, calories, portions, and on May 1st, 2023, quite recently, we launched the first kitchen manufacturer in Moscow. And this is just the beginning, because we will be developing our unique tastes. We will create technologies that will allow us to present new products of the week, seasonal novelties. We see that there will be a fairly wide range because it is easy to sell food in the application. Because it's easy to sell an assortment, you can make filters. You can recommend specific foods to specific people. Of course, we want to give some new value to people. We want our guests to control their calorie intake in the app. We want to recommend proper positions on the menu. And this combination of a product that we produce ourselves and a digital channel really opens up incredible opportunities for further development. Guests, of course. We want to give new value to the guests who come to our coffee shop. The first, of course, is the perfect order experience, so people don't spend extra seconds or extra energy to order. We want the order to be fast, intuitive, emotional. Sometimes it has to be emotional, sometimes it has to be functional. We want to adapt to the day of the week, to the time of day, to a specific person. We want to give added value. In addition to standard things like a loyalty program, we even want to launch our own journal, which will be updated in different cities. Some really interesting content, which you can read every day as a guest at the coffee shop. We want to surprise our customers every day so that they don't get bored. Moreover, in the future, we want to socialize our guests, making a coffee shop a meeting point where you can chat or meet some pretty girl who is in Drinkit and also uses the application. All this is your daily coffee shop. We don't want to get bored, we want to be visited. And of course, the most important element of a coffee shop for every day is price, and we see our concept. This is a coffee shop with a quality product and very reasonable prices. And what's more, we even think about reasonable calories so we can choose both large portions and small portions. It seems that all this is difficult to combine in the kind of brand we are building. On the one hand, there are discounters in the coffee market. Oddly enough, there are specialty coffee shops. There are large chains with fairly expensive products. We want to be in the middle. We want to be with a quality product, with affordable prices, and with a low enough bill that a person can afford every day. Is it possible? Quality, affordability, and functionality? When I was asked, is it possible? I came up with such an analogy, if it is possible to combine it all. It seems to me that if we were a clothing brand, we would be building the Uniqlo brand. This is an affordable clothing brand, stylish, technological, and of course, high quality. Have we created new value? This new value for the guest? I believe that we certainly created it, and the numbers speak for themselves. If you look at Poklonka now, it has incredible results. This is just an incredible figure, 600 to 700 orders per day. Can you imagine? The coffee shop is very small. The coffee shop's revenue in the first full month of operation amounted to 3.3 million rubles. So this is an incredible figure. What's the secret? The secret, in fact, is a very high frequency, a very high return. The frequency of visits by our guests to Poklonka is twice as high as in all our coffee houses. And it is growing. And again, they tell me that perhaps this is due to the location. But at the same time, we launched a coffee shop in Astana with our partner Ion Balimzan. A coffee shop is open at the university. There are very few people near, but this coffee shop has a very high rate of frequency, even though there is a very limited number of people. And I think that in general, this is a consequence of a successful format and all these elements that work together. Now we are launching a pretty large number of coffee shops in Moscow in a new format, so we can verify these numbers. I repeat once again that this is the result of the joint system. All these elements implemented with high quality. Food, drinks, they're all interconnected. And we control the entire chain. We produce food and drinks, and all this together creates this new experience for our guests. But what about business? See, there is a hypothesis that this works well for the guests. How does it work for business? Our task here was to disrupt the market. We set ourselves the goal of achieving a unit economy store-level EBITDA of 30%, because we believe that that is absolutely realistic. We are in the process. We understand how many elements of this system can be improved. What do we have at the moment? The average EBITDA of all the coffee shops we have is over 18%. And all coffee shops are currently profitable. It is important to consider that the majority of them have opened recently and have not yet gained a customer base. If you look at the star coffee shops, we have enough, I think, considering the number of open coffee shops, a lot of successful cases and very good results. This is high profitability. Poklonka in the first month of operation showed 34% EBITDA with a revenue of more than 3 million. This is a very large number. Of course, we see further sources of EBITDA growth. This is our cumulative Drinkit experience. We will continue to increase profit. We will work on every element. Of course, the kitchen manufactory, as a part of this system, is a huge factor in improving the economy, because we are not only talking about taste here. We are also transferring a huge number of processes from coffee shops to the kitchen manufactory, increasing labor productivity in coffee houses. We want to make food in the kitchen manufactory. We provide overnight delivery, which excludes the need for the barista to spend time and effort on taking deliveries. All this will increase productivity. And of course, the growth of the chain and the growth of the brand will lead to an increase in revenue, as well as cost reduction due to the scale of purchases. To sum it up, we're ready to take off with Drinkit.